Most people know SpaceX is building a big rocket. What most people don't realize is just how big it is. Taller than the Statue of Liberty, more powerful than the Saturn V that went to the moon, and designed to be completely reusable. But Starship isn't just a rocket. It's the vehicle Elon Musk is betting everything on to put humans on Mars. And in 2026, it's flying more than ever. There is a rocket standing on a launch pad in South Texas that is taller than the Statue of Liberty, more powerful than any vehicle ever built, and designed to do something no rocket has ever done: fly to orbit, land, refuel, and fly again. SpaceX's Starship is not just an engineering project. It is the vehicle that Elon Musk is betting everything on to make humanity a multi-planetary species. If it works as intended, it will carry 100 people to Mars at a time. In 2026, Starship is flying more frequently than ever, testing the systems that will eventually be needed for interplanetary travel. This is what it is, how it works, and why it matters. Starship stands 121 meters tall, nearly 400 feet. That is taller than the Statue of Liberty, including its pedestal. It is a two-stage system. The lower stage, called Super Heavy, is a booster with 33 Raptor engines producing roughly 74 meganewtons of thrust at liftoff, nearly twice the thrust of the Saturn V that carried Apollo astronauts to the moon. The upper stage, called Starship, confusingly sharing its name with the overall system, is both the spacecraft and the second stage. It carries crew, cargo, or propellant, and is designed to land vertically on Earth, the Moon, or Mars. Both stages are made of stainless steel, an unconventional choice that is cheaper and more heat-resistant than aluminum or carbon fiber. What makes Starship revolutionary is not just its size. It is the ambition of full reusability. Every rocket that has ever flown to orbit has been either entirely expendable or only partially reusable. The Space Shuttle recovered its solid boosters and orbiter, but threw away the external tank every flight. Falcon 9 lands its first stage, but discards its upper stage. Starship aims to land both stages and refly them with minimal refurbishment, like an aircraft. If achieved, this would reduce the cost of reaching orbit by 1 to 2 orders of magnitude. SpaceX estimates that a fully reusable Starship flight could eventually cost as little as $10 million, compared to over $1 billion for a single space shuttle mission. Getting to Mars with Starship requires a technique called orbital refueling. A single Starship cannot carry enough propellant to reach Mars on its own. The plan is to launch a crewed or cargo Starship into Earth orbit, then launch multiple tanker Starships to transfer propellant to it in orbit. Once fully fueled, the ship fires its engines for a trans-Mars injection burn and coasts for roughly 6 months. At Mars, it uses the thin atmosphere for aerobraking, a fiery deceleration pass that scrubs off most of its velocity, then fires its engines for a propulsive landing on the surface. The Raptor engines run on methane and liquid oxygen, both of which can theoretically be manufactured on Mars using the Sabatier process, with Martian CO2 and subsurface water. In 2025 and 2026, SpaceX has been conducting an accelerating series of test flights from its Starbase facility in Boca Chica, Texas. Early flights tested the booster catch system, a pair of mechanical arms called chopsticks that grab the returning super heavy booster out of the air, eliminating the need for landing legs. Subsequent flights have tested the Starship upper stage's heat shield performance during orbital re-entry, payload deployment from the cargo bay, and ship-to-ship propellant transfer. Each flight generates enormous public interest, with millions watching live streams. The pace of iteration is unlike any rocket program in history, closer to software development than traditional aerospace. Before Mars, Starship has a critical near-term mission: NASA has contracted SpaceX to build a lunar-optimized variant of Starship as the human landing system for Artemis III, the mission that will return astronauts to the lunar surface. This variant will be launched to lunar orbit, refueled there, and used to ferry astronauts between the Orion capsule and the Moon's surface. It is by far the largest lunar lander ever designed, dwarfing the Apollo lunar module. The NASA contract, worth nearly $3 billion, provides SpaceX with both funding and a demanding customer that requires Starship to work safely and reliably. If the lunar variant succeeds, it validates the core technology for Mars. Elon Musk's stated goal is to establish a self-sustaining city on Mars within the next few decades. The plan calls for sending fleets of starships during Mars transfer windows that open every 26 months, gradually building up infrastructure, life support, and population on the Martian surface. Whether this timeline is realistic is heavily debated. Mars has no breathable atmosphere, extreme cold, toxic soil, and intense radiation. The engineering challenges are immense, but Starship is the first vehicle ever built that could plausibly make the attempt. A fully reusable ship capable of carrying 100 people and 100 tons of cargo on each trip. Whether you believe Mars colonization is decades away or centuries away, Starship is the rocket that makes the conversation real.